What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So it looks like we got even more zombies teasers for the season 3 update. We're also going to talk about how big this update truly is, with even more content coming in, not only the mansion map, but some of the other DLCs, the wonder weapons, the perks, and stuff like that. So a lot to talk about today. If you find the video informative or helpful at any point, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. A reminder, I am doing an operator bundle giveaway. If you want a chance to win, all you gotta do is comment down below your Activision ID and which bundle you want. But let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first thing is Call of Duty dropped a brand new teaser trailer, and they went ahead and provided this image. First off, they said this quote, which continues on from Richtofen's log that we talked about yesterday. It says, "However ludicrous this idea may seem to my younger self, at this point, I feel further research is warranted." And he talks about this crazy idea that he had since he was young, but at this point in time, he might as well just dive back into it and do some research on it. And it seems like from the zombies community, everyone's coming into the same conclusion that he's talking about time travel or basically disrupting time. Now, other than the audio log track, did provide another photo. This one is called the banquet hall, which is obviously inside of the mansion. And you can see here that the first thing that you see front and center is a portrait. Now, at first, you may not really get what the portrait means, but Treyarch always puts images that mean something. So if it has a darker or deeper meaning behind it, they're going to provide it in these teasers. So when you really look at this photo, you'll see this guy wearing a robe. Now, this robe is actually very familiar because in the Black Ops 4 storyline, there was a group known as the Order of Chaos. Quick word from our sponsor, Mitch Cactus. It's a store that can get you the most exclusive operators, help you unlock the Black Ops 6 Mastery camos such as Dark Matter, Abyss, and Nebula. And if you want to hit Master Prestige even faster, they can also help you out with that. They don't use unlock tools or mods, so you know it's 100% legitimate, and they have over 10,000 verified reviews on Trustpilot. You can use code Chidzo for a 5% discount. The link will be down in the description. And you'll also notice that this guy is wearing the same exact robe that they did, so it seems like maybe the Order of Chaos is actually going to be tied within the storyline of Black Ops 6, and they're going to be referenced here. And it actually makes total sense because if you don't know who they are, they're basically a religious group that use the Sentinel artifact and Prima Materia, and their goal was to use these to make humans evolve. And they did things like sacrifices, trials, stuff like that. That obviously is pretty dark and sketchy. Now, this group is led by the High Priest of Chaos. I thought maybe that would be him in the portrait, but it's actually not because he wears a completely different robe than the member. So whoever's wearing it there, he's just a member. On top of this, the man in the portrait, he's actually figured out to be named Josiah Shem. And we know this because there's actually an audio log from Blanchard in Liberty Falls talking about him, and basically who he is the man who oversaw the building of the mansion, which is the season 3 DLC map. He started hearing someone trying to reach out to him, an unknown entity, and we know this because when you take a look at the ending cutscene of the Tomb trailer, it says Shem File, and it says, this is a quote from him: "Hark, my flock, your shepherd has heard the great voice from beyond." So someone was speaking to him. And then he said, "The voice that drew shamans and medicine men here for centuries before our arrival." Now, I believe he's talking about the High Priest of Chaos, which he created the entire order and basically became the High Priest of Chaos centuries ago, which he mentions here, and that was during the ancient times. And the assumption is the High Priest is immortal using the Sentinel artifact, but alongside that, basically Shem decides to make this cult to sacrifice himself and other members for the sake of this High Priest. And it seems like this creates some sort of a haunted mansion, which is this new DLC map. And then there's also these devices that are hooked up to the portrait, which I think is maybe to siphon off all of the dark ether, the energy that Shem and his people created. And I'm thinking maybe Richtofen is the one who made these devices because they seem a little bit more modern, and he decided to, I guess, begin siphoning and collecting this stuff. So that's basically where the storyline puts us for this brand new DLC map. I definitely think the ending cutscene and the cinematics or all that are going to definitely connect the Order of Chaos. So there was a lot to go over during that article, but on top of this, there's a lot of other content that was leaked and mentioned that's going to be coming in with Season 3, and it feels like this might actually be one of the biggest zombies updates that we have received so far with Black Ops 6. Well, according to the Ghosts of Hope, a lot of people mentioned that they only cared about Warzone, at least with the Verdansk teasers and the stuff like that that we've been seeing and talking about over the last couple of weeks. This might be a Warzone dedicated season, and it looks like that's not the case because according to him, he said they're adding a ton of content. He doesn't obviously give specifics, but he does let us know that it's going to be one of the biggest updates throughout the entire life cycle of Black Ops 6, so it's definitely a season to look forward to. Now, the first thing I want to talk about are things confirmed by Treyarch. So someone said, cannot wait to feel the wrath of 20 amalgams on this map too, and Treyarch actually replied and said nope. So it looks like amalgams are not going to be the elite zombies that we're going to deal with within this map, which I think is a very big W for many people. Now, someone else asked them, what about abominations? And they actually replied to him as well, and they said nope. So it looks like we may be seeing a new elite type of zombie. I don't think doppelgas are going to be in it. I hope not. And some were theorizing maybe we'll get a Panzer. Some were saying maybe it's going to be a new elite type of zombie. And some were saying that we may not get any elite zombies within this map. So what are your thoughts and opinions on no abominations and amalgams? But alongside this, Reality UK, a leaker, came out with more information on the wonder weapon. So if you guys recall, there's currently 2 DLC wonder weapons that we're expecting to be releasing in Season 3, or at least one of them. The first one is the Wonderwaff DG. That one is mainly shown in the Liberty Falls cutscene. It makes sense that it's going to be available within the mansion since we actually saw it in that animation. Towards the end, when Richtofen got sucked up by Sam, you can see that the actual wonder weapon was dropped on the floor, so maybe indicating that the crew would be able to come in 10 days later and use it. Now, the second weapon is the Ray Gun Mark II, and they consistently have done updates to adding more and more things. And one of the newest things that they added, according to Reality, is he said the Ray Gun Mark II will have 3 different variants, currently just named P, R, and W. Now, this actually reminds me of Alpha Omega, basically an Alpha Omega 2. Now, back then, there was 4 different variants. There was the Ray Gun Mark II V, the X, the Y, as well as the Z, and each one had different abilities. One would shoot like a shotgun, another one would have like a laser beam, another one would have a super fast fire rate. Some of them would be able to go through enemies, others would not. So they all had their different effects and abilities, different color varieties. It looks like maybe they're going to do something along those lines, and I think they're mainly going to tie it to the Easter egg. So if it's going to be the exclusive wonder weapon for the mansion, you may need to end up getting all 3 upgrade variants, or might need to do some side Easter eggs in order to be able to continue on to the main Easter egg for completing it. That's typically what we've seen them do so far. So with the swords, you had to upgrade every single one of them. The ice staff, you had to fully upgrade it to do the Easter egg. It's probably going to end up being along those lines for the mansion. So those were the new leaks that we ended up getting in the new information. Now, just to give you guys a recap, there's a lot of items that are still going to come in, which we've mentioned and talked about before. For example, Double Tap, that one actually returns, and it also has its own set of augments. The official artwork for it was revealed, so the logo and what it looks like now. And then there's also a couple of other perks which no names have been specifically mentioned yet, so I'm thinking maybe they're for future seasons. They're just not complete yet. Alongside that, there was also Gobblegums, for example, shopping free. This was mentioned in the blog in itself. We had things like Power Vacuum, Flavor Hacks, there was Fear in Headlights. So many of these different types of Gobblegums that were already previously leaked still in the files right now, and according to Reality UK, could potentially be releasing in the Season 3 update. Then we also have a new field upgrade, which is Frost Blast. It also comes in with its own unique augments such as Frostbite, Extension, Cast, and then there's also the Shatter Blast ammo mod that's also coming in with its own set of augments and things like that as well. So if you want the full details on the past leaks that we've talked about already, I'll have it linked down in the description. This video just went over the additional new content coming in with the Season 3 update. So when you mix both of them together, it looks like the Season 3 Zombies update is going to be massive, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. But that's all I got for you guys in this one. Thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys back on the channel again. Peace.